Watch out. Here it comes. Are you ready? This is the 2020 Rockstar Energy Drink Snowcross Championships. The FXR Kawartha Cup from Lindsay, Ontario. You got it. Snow pounding, bar busting, high flying, tunnel rubbing, ski bending, snowcross racing at its best. This is the first round of the 2020 Rockstar Energy Drink Snowcross Championships. Brian Coster and Mark Travers in the booth as we get ready to go green. Today's racing will be brought to you by FXR Apparel Race Division and Factory Ride. And Royal Distributing, Canada's power sports leader. Brian, the track setup today is fantastic. A little tighter than I think we saw last year, but let's get out on the track with the snow bikes during their first moto today and have a look at this dynamic circuit.
Yeah, real cool drop down start. They come into the first turn here. A really good berm. Snow conditions here are great. The drop down into this dog leg rhythm section out in the back, and then they come in a couple of doubly-doublies and a nice berm to the front spectator lane where it is the huge catapult, and that is the finish line jump here. And I'll tell you, the sleds, they double, and some of the fast guys are tripling into this first turn. And a nice little knoll there for the sleds to set up and get sideways. Snow bikes making it work, too.
Nice job, Fabs, and a great crowd here at the Lindsay exhibition. Going to be taking in some snowcross. Pro lights on the line, and look at that. Cale Firth is getting into it, Fabs. Rockstar says, give it away now. Boys on the line getting their mojo together, getting ready to go out onto parade. Great livery, great colors in this pro light class. Green light is next as we get this 2020 season underway. Welcome back to the Lindsay exhibition and Rockstar Snowcross. This is the 2020 Canadian Championships. Mark Travers and Brian Coster as we get set for the FXR Kawartha Cup. Brian Coster, pro lights on the line. First race of the season. This is a big one. Our champion from last year, Taylor Lightfoot, has moved up to the pro class. So basically, this is wide open for a brand new championship this year.
You got that right. Favorite is Jack Polito, the local rider from Polito Ford Lincoln. He got injured last season. This Pro Light final brought to you by FXR Factory Race Division. Trav, these riders are ready to go. Engines are revving. I just love this part of the day. Mad Mike working the green light, ready to go. The Rockstar starting line, and it is a drop-down start, wheeling down the chute crest into this rough and tumble right-hander, and it looks like local stallion Polito's got the hold. Yeah!
And look at that little cluster dropping down into the valley through this very difficult rhythm section, Brian. A lot of casing and flat landing through this section, coming into this left-hander. Bit of a sweeper cluster in the package, but let's go on board with the Polito Ford helmet cam and our leader, Jackalito Polito.
You can really see him coming in. It is a pound fest out here. But we have action for second place. Kiernan gets bossy on rough and steals that second place position. Polito out front, and a whole host of fast riders right in the mix, Travs. A long race ahead of us. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more paint swapping before this is over.
The 385 of Dallas Rough on that London Recreation Racing sled looked fantastic off the gate. Almost had the whole shot, sitting in third. Very impressed with the 303 Arctic Cat of Kiernan. What a dynamite line. Here they are on that finish line. Oh, look at Rough on the outside, carrying a ton of speed. Does he have second? Yes, he does.
Stays low, has a little peek on the left because he knows Kiernan is there, and Kiernan is still fighting over second. Oh, and he gets the ski down in low in that hole. A little contact in the dog leg. Now this rhythm section has turned into a pound fest. Riders are just taking it right there on the face. Good suspension on these sleds, but I'll tell you, these riders, gets translated right up through the legs and forearms. It is ski to ski up the finish line, jumps.
Boy, you talk about a pound fest, Brian, you're right. If you don't hit that double coming over the finish line, this corner right here, very difficult. Kiernan now into second place with a dynamite line. Remember, outside becomes inside, and that always works to your advantage racing on these tight confines.
Yeah, exactly, and the snow is pretty deep. The roost is a real factor. When you get in behind, these tracks just shoot up a whole bunch of snow. It's like getting shot with a snowmaking gun. And it sticks to the visor and goggles, so definitely visibility. Cale Firth on the outside, it looks like making moves.
Attacking, Brian, looking for options. Remember, these light races are short. They're like sprint races, so you have to get up and make those opportunities happen as quickly as possible, and we're seeing that from Firth right now.
Yeah, Firth, the 140 rider out of Innisfil on the Arctic Cat, is now getting pressured from the 139. Cameron Wackler, a sensation last year at just 15 years of age, and Firth goes in a little deep there, Trav.
Did you see that inside line for Wackler? I love it, using that hump to drop down into the valley. So you have to look for aggressive lines, and this is a very difficult track to pass. I love that little slingshot comebacker for Wackler.
Yeah, awesome move there. Can he get his ski up on the inside of his track as they take the first little double into the big catapult? Some of the pro riders actually tripling this. Spectacular spectator point, and look at that snow just coming off the skis. These riders using a lot of strength to plow it in these turns, but out front on cruise, it is Polito.
We have a rider down, Brian. That is the number 712, Philip Norris on the Arctic Cat. Case that jump, that finish line jump, Brian, got ejected from his sled as we get back to our leader, the number 589 of Polito. You had mentioned how fast he was last year, Brian. The injury kept him out of the title hunt, but he looks pretty good right now, doesn't he?
Unbelievable, and you know, his lap times through the earlier heat races in the day are rivaling that of the pros. So this kid is a uber sensation, just turned 16, and you see him on the sled, not a very big guy, you know, he is lightweight, helps him get the starts, and boy, can he control this ski-doo. His mechanic, Bart, just has the thing dialed, and this kid is a sensation.
Oh, he is a bundle of energy, Brian. When you see him in the pits as he takes the checker flag and gets the win here for the pro final in Lindsay. What a ride for young Jack on that Polito Ford Skidoo. He won both of his heat races today and takes the final in style, going wire to wire. Let's get to our FXR leaderboard and the top 10 for the Pro Light final here in Lindsay. Polito is your winner. Heikkinen in second place with a great ride on that Arctic Cat. Firth all the way back to third. Wackler fourth, and the number 385 of Dallas, Ruff Robinson in fifth place.
Local hot shoe, Cale Firth coming in third. A strong showing, second in some of the earlier qualifying rides, Cale, and before the race, you were really getting into the tunes and just finding your zone, and it really showed with a great start and an excellent finish.
Oh yeah, man, I was dancing before the race. I was pumping myself up. Start was great. Got a great start, just got a little pinched off in the corner. Made me work for the podium, so I'm happy with that.
All right, coming in second here, Kyle Ratanen on the Arctic Cat. Kyle, a big position here, big race. You got to feel good getting on the box.
Yeah, I didn't have too good of a start of the day. I didn't get out for practice, so it was pretty much go into round one, look at the track, and then let's go. Let's hope for the best for the final. And that's what I did. Glad that I could get second. Last year, I didn't have the great season. I was out early with my knee, but glad to be back, and it's a good start.
All right, first final win for Jack Polito, local boy. Jack, a big win for you, flanked by these gorgeous Rockstar girls. I tell you what, that's pretty sweet.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it was such a great day. I was really happy to be back in Lindsay and back on a sled, first race back, and I got to take the win. There's nothing better I can ask for than that. I had so much support. It's been such a great day. Can't wait to race in the Dominator now.
What a great ride for the young Jack Polito. Okay, let's get to our standings in the Pro Light class. Polito, of course, is leading. Then Wackler, Heikkinen in Firth, and Nathan Milou in fifth with one of the best-looking sleds out onto the track. A lot more racing in this Pro Light class before the end of the season, so we're going to see who wins that championship as we move forward. Let's get to the snow bike. Second and final moto of the day, Brian. The number 259 of Taylor Campuccini gets out front early. He was really good last year, Brian, but we're not seeing a couple of our normal players, so a lot of room out there right now for these riders. Let's talk about snow bike. 450 modified motocross bikes and a great addition to the Snowcross Championships, thinking about the fact that they also added UTVs this year.
Yeah, the UTV, super exciting side-by-side action. $5,000 purse for the UTVs as well. Ryan Hunt is getting some pressure there from Sean Marinoff. That is the battle for second, but Campuccini on the Kawasaki this year, moving from the Yamaha on the 259, James Stewart's old number, leading the charge.
Of course, a lot of ex-motocrossers or current motocrossers riding in the snow bike class, Brian, but it's interesting when you talk to them, they go from the motocross bike to the snow bike, although it looks kind of similar, a completely different ride, and you really have to know how to handle the front ski and all that traction in behind.
Yeah, completely different balancing points. You can see Bailey Motorsports, Ryan Hunt just tucking that front end in a little bit and correcting, so a near miss there for him. But you can see Marinoff, the machine darting a little bit side by side. It does take an acquired throttle hand, but when you get in these big sweeping berms, you can make up a lot of time and get that elbow up, and it is a lot like the motocross bike. So really, truly, a cross between a snowmobile and a dirt bike, and they are a load of fun. Oh my goodness, and tiring. Holy smokes, it takes a lot of strength to hang on through the entire final.
In fact, let's face it, snowbike racing has become a premier event at the X Games, so you know how much attention is brought to that. Motocrossers taking their motocross bikes, modifying them, using the same machine, summer, winter. I love where this thing's going.
Yeah, there's two main players in that track system. It's right here. We see the Yeti, and that's what's on the Bailey Motorsports machines of Hunt and Marinoff. And then there is the Timber Sled, which was purchased and owned by the Polaris Manufacturing Company. So two big players doing these snow bike conversion kits, and just an awesome addition to the garage for any power sports enthusiast.
And right now, the 259 of Taylor Campicini out front and looking good. He was in the mix all season last year, getting his last lap flag. What I like about Campicini is that he was a pretty good motocross rider. You think about his results in the outdoor series and the way he's been able to translate that skill set from one to the other. You think about Yannick Boucher, an excellent motocross rider and usually the leader in this class when we race in Canada, and also Mitch Cook also coming out and racing in the snow bike series this year.
Yeah, so some new players and some mechanical issues here and there. Campicini is this star all the day, all black riding gear, all black Kawasaki. True North helping him out here at round one. He's getting tired. You can just see the body English. He is happy. He gets the checkers here in Lindsay. CSRA snow bike action brought to you by Sunoco, Dayco, FXR, Rockstar, Finish Line official John Adams right there with the flag. Good racing tracks.
Campicini with both moto wins in the snowbike class is your champion on the day. Okay, the pro riders are going out on parade, Brian, for their sight check. The pro final is next. Buckle up, baby! Welcome back to Lindsay, Ontario for the FXR Kawartha Cup. Brian Costa and Mark Travers in the booth as we get ready for the pro final. Riders are out of staging on the line. They have done their parade lap or their sight lap, Brian, so they know what the track is like. Well, that might not help them coming into that first corner, because we know what happens when piles of sleds go in there. It's absolute mayhem. 600cc sleds, and these things go like stink. Talking about our championship from last year in 2019, the 459 of Jake Weir is our defending champion, and he looks fantastic in that FXR Royal Distributing gear, and the livery on his sled is just drilling.
You got that right, Mang. This pro final brought to you by Royal Distributing. That is Canada's power sports leader, and they help a whole host of these athletes out. We see Jake Weir, defending champion, way on the outside there on the far right, Travs. Our head starter, Mad Mike, with the start button in hand, looking to go green. There it goes, riders wheeling it down the chute. Weir on the outside. A great start for McCoy on board with the 33 of Kale. Kale in on that True North, and he's up on his, he's upended.
Oh, great images on that Polito Ford helmet cam. He was on the outside, got that tough stuff. Brian, he's off his sled. Let's get back to the lead. The wide side is the 335 of McCoy. We are in second place, and a nice little cluster for third.
That looks like Hunt and Barnett side by side. Another great battle right behind them. Looks like RJ Roy is in the mix, but it is McCoy right now. That is Taylor McCoy, a favorite last year. He actually got hurt at this race last year, so good redemption for him out front, but look at the pressure from Jakey Weir.
Unbelievable. He was super fast last year. He's picked up right where he left off. McCoy riding for that St. Ange team. And Brian, we lost Isaac St. Ange in a preseason crash. So right now, McCoy's the only rider for that team in the pro class. Look at Weir on the wide side, already scrubbing the goggles to get rid of Snow. Hunt in third place looks really good. Again, another rider super fast that was dealing with injuries last year.
Yeah, Hunt is definitely trying to show Weir ski and dealing with these issues. And look at that. RJ Roy has been aggressive and fast all day as he punts Barnett on that Toledo Lincoln Ford Motorsports machine out in the 21 of Blake Taylor on the Ski-Doo. He's up into the mix. Nice shot of Hunt there. That black and gold sled, just beautiful. Bailey Metals, a huge player in the manufacturing sector. They have a great race team out here helping a lot of young athletes.
First class, Brian. That's Bailey Motorsports. First class. As we see McCoy in the lead. Going out wide, Brian, using that wide line. We're right now Dog and Pony Show in second place. This is my favorite part of the track. That little dragon's back, and then they dive down into the valley. Oh, boy. Look at that line for Weir. Here comes Hunt and RJ Roy. He's the fastest rider on the track right now, Brian. Tons of ground made up, and he's on that Polaris. It's a smaller-looking sled.
Roy is in the mix, and he is a furious racer, a very strong rider physically. Nice shot of last year's Pro Light champion. That's Taylor Lightfoot on that Country Corners Arctic Cat. Sitting about 6th, 7th right now as we get back to the lead battle. Jake Weir on that Royal Distributing FXR Arctic Cat, our last year's champion, taking alternate lines, staying out of the roost. And watch Weir ride. He can really change direction in midair. And it is Roy getting wild all over Hunt right now. Fast and furious action down the back rhythm lane. Ryan Hunt, tall and lanky, able to go through that pound fest, and it is a bit of a suffer show. Geeing into those faces, and look at McCoy just glancing off the top. A little smoother landing from Weir, and it is a good race up front.
We talked about this in the Pro Light final, Brian. A very difficult track to pass on. You're seeing that from RJ Roy. To me, he's the fastest rider in the track, and I like the fact that he's using alternate lines. Did you see him on the inside there? And we've got Lightfoot looking back, knowing that those faster riders are coming up behind him with the blue flag.
Yeah, Lightfoot got a little bit messed up earlier on, so he's getting lapped right now. Knows to get out of the way. Hunt holding on for third. Roy the danger man right now. Hard track to pass. Visibility obviously an issue. You can see various riders wiping the goggles. So it is sticking to their line of sight. Weir is closest that he's ever been, Travis. Wheeling down this rhythm lane. This is getting awesome.
Well, you know that a rider like Jake Weir is just waiting for an opportunity, Brian. He's certainly in the hunt right now. Oh, my goodness, I love that inside line from Roy. Right now, the most aggressive rider on the track, but that battle for the lead is kind of interesting because it's a bit of a chess match right now, Brian, especially on this tight, short track.
Yeah, and these riders, let's face it, they've got to ride each other all year long. You don't want to get in there and just make a dirty pass. And on a tight track, sometimes that's all you can do. Maybe save it for the last lap, but riders try to ride relatively clean, but sometimes there is just no choice but to get in there bossy and just manhandle the guy out of the way.
Well, you made a good point there because a lot of snowcross racing is on horse racing tracks. They're really big. Oh, he just got stymied in that corner. This Lindsay Exhibition Fairgrounds is really tight, Brian, and a much different style of racing.
Sorry, Travis, there was a split lane there. I love the way the CSRA has built that split lane into the track. RJ taking the alternate line and looked like he was getting right in there, but Hunt with just a thumb full of Ski-Doo throttle manages to power away. And let's not forget that Roy is on the Polaris, so a really good mix of manufacturers out front. We got all three of the big players dicing it out for the podium.
Interesting with Weir. Last year, he could not be denied, Brian. It didn't matter whether he got the lead early or not. He was going to win that race. He was that dominant. So on this particular track today, I'm finding it interesting that he hasn't made a pass yet.
Yeah, it's a hard track to pass on, but I'm liking Ryan Hunt just stepping up to the advancements from the hard-charging Roy.
And he's such a big rider, Brian. I love the way he's able to handle that sled on the wide line and just muscle it all over the place. A great shot of Weir now getting through lap traffic, which makes it very difficult, especially when you're trying to get past that guy to actually make a pass for the lead.
Yeah, through this rocker section here, looked like with that lapper, McCoy had pulled out just a little bit of breathing room on that gorgeous St. Ange Ski-Doo. Nice to see it mixed up a little bit and to see McCoy healthy this year. He had a great off-season of training, and boy, does he look good right now.
He really does, and he's handled this track well. Really liked his defense today, coming in and taking the checkered flag in the pro final here at the Lindsay exhibition, the FXR Kawartha Cup. This is Rockstar Snowcross. Welcome back to Lindsay, Ontario for the FXR Kawartha Cup. This is Rockstar Snowcross, and what a pro final we had here today. An absolute beauty. Here are your top 10 in that pro final. McCoy, Weir, Hunt, Roy, Barnett, Taylor, Pepin, Vanderborn, Callan, and Desjardins, Fab Pickett.
Flying Ryan Hunt, Bailey Motorsports, bringing it home third in the pro final. What a day for you, flanked by these gorgeous Rockstar girls. Got Rockstar helping you out. What a day.
Yeah, for sure. I'm super tired. I've done the 2 snow bikes. Was able to get second in that, so that was also pretty cool. Came back pretty gassed, ready to do the final for this, and then I had Glenn, my mechanic, at the sidelines counting down the laps so I could kind of gauge it as I'm trying to tell myself to breathe and not waste breath. But I got a good start and found myself in 3rd or 4th right away and made a couple passes, I think. I can't even remember. I'm so tired already. But I just had fun out there, looked at my mechanic. I just like to thank everybody, my dad, Bailey Motorsports, Glenn Goodale from Central Marine, the Compound Muskoka, because I've been basically up there every week this year practicing, having fun on the snow bike and the sled. So definitely just a fun program this year, and glad to be up here for the first race of our season.
Second place, last year's champ, Jake Weir on the Articat. Jake, boy, oh boy, were you ever charging, but a hard track to pass on. You had that triple, and I thought on the last lap, you just couldn't get lined up for it.
Yeah, the whole race I was following Taylor, and I was just wiping my goggles. I couldn't see it all, so I was concentrating on staying on the sled and wiping my goggles off and trying to catch up to Taylor, so I just couldn't get him, but he was riding really good.
Coming in with a great big win, Taylor McCoy on that St. Ange Recreation Ski-Doo. Taylor, a wicked day for you. A bit of a rough and tumble season last year. What a way to come back into 2020.
You know, honestly, I'm just speechless right now because, I mean, last year it was a really bad year for me here, and I mean, today was really good for me. I charged really hard, and yeah, I mean, it's good to come back here and take a win like that as I was winning last year, and then, you know, I'm honestly just lost for words right now. Like, I'm crying. I'm so excited I finally did it.
What a day for that St. Ange racing team. McCoy is your winner. Let's go to the standings in the pro class. McCoy right now out front. Barnett in 2nd place. Surprised to see Weir in 3rd. Hunt looking good in 4th, and Taylor in 5th. Fabs?
Nice job, T. A nice overview of our champions on the day. You got to get yourself out to one of the events. Go to snowcross.com. Find a race near you and come on out, meet the Rockstar girls, check out the gallery and all the thrills and spills.
Great day here from Lindsay, Ontario. You have been watching the 2020 Rockstar Energy Drink Snowcross Championships. Brought to you by FXR, Apparel Race Division and Factory Ride, and Royal Distributing, Canada's power sports leader. For Brian Coster, I'm Mark Travers. Thanks a lot to our whole team, and have a look at this UTV racing, ladies and gentlemen. Get your side-by-side race ready. It's coming.